After a chaotic final few laps at Chicagoland Speedway last time the Nitro National cars hit the track, we're heading back to Illinois for our second straight race in this great state. We're here in Madison, Illinois at the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway Motorsports Park for 48 laps around this very technical 1.25 mile oval. Mostly flat, but no shortage of action to be had anywhere around this track. And alongside me to bring you the action once again is Duke Gansack as per usual. Well, we're a couple of races into the playoffs now, and it appears the two Team Dayspring teammates have established themselves as championship favorites. Can anyone come from behind and challenge them at this stage?
We will see. It's going to be a really fascinating 5 races that we have left in this series. There's 265 points up for grabs in those 5 races, and nobody's that far back. So I guess it really is anybody's championship to win. However, there are some people that really are going to have a tough time gaining points, specifically the 3 at the bottom. Nicky Martinez, who has just had an awful first 2 races of the playoffs. Riley Hooper, Elijah Ironhouse as well. They are the bottom 3. They need really good runs today. Meanwhile, at the top, Zachary DeLello, he's looking to try to hold on to his lead. He's starting second today, and he's got to beat Cody Goforth, who's only 7 points behind him in the championship. They're facing a tough track today, flat all the way around, like you said, a maximum of 11 degrees in the corner. But it's going to be a fun race. It's going to be slip slidey. It's going to be tough for all these drivers to really keep the car underneath them and keep those positions that they're starting with. So a lot of them have really good starting positions today. It's going to be a tough day to gain a lot of points.
Absolutely. These guys are going to have a lot of work cut out for them on this pretty technical racetrack ahead of them for 48 laps today. As we can now bring you the starting lineup for today's 48-lap affair. Ryan Griffin, surprisingly enough, this is his first pole position all season long. He lines up alongside the points leader, Zachary DeLello. Cody Goforth, his main challenger, is right behind him in fourth, with Alex Vergepperu bringing up Ryan Griffin's rear in third place. Martinez completes the top 5, as we have 8 playoff drivers starting in the top 10. That's a lot of opportunities for guys to get some well-needed points today.
It certainly is, but you also have to remember that all of these playoff drivers starting up front means that the points to be gained just are less, because everybody's going to be running right in that group. So today, it is critical for all of these drivers to stay out of trouble. That's going to be the best way to get through this race and give yourself a chance in the following 4 to make a run at the championship. So the main thing, though, is that everybody is chasing Zachary DeLello. He's the leader of the points, and he's the guy that you need to beat to gain points in the championship. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch them try to do that. He's starting in second place, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fantastic race.
So with that being said, we have all 41 cars on track ready to go, and we're ready to bring you some racing action. This is the 1UP Nitro National Series from Worldwide Technology Raceway, and the green flag is mere moments away, so stay tuned. It's about to get interesting. As the field rolls onto the front straightaway, headed for the restart zone, Ryan Griffin on pole for the first time this season. DeLello alongside him. The green flag is out. We're underway for 48 laps, and Ryan Griffin gets an excellent start off the line. He's already plenty clear of DeLello, who now tucks into second place just in front of the 3 of Alex Vergepperu. They're going 3 and 4 wide behind him, though. This is what we expected, and this is going to get very interesting off of 2.
Yeah, it looked like the 18 was going to go low of Alex Vergepperu there on the first lap, but he really didn't have any momentum. Now he's getting passed on the outside by Nicky Martinez. So that's an interesting development back there. But meanwhile, through 3 and 4, the first 2 have gone single file. We got somebody way up the top of 4 wide going into the straightaway. That's rarely going to work here. It does this time. There's still 3 wide coming by the start-finish line. Keon Daly on the outside lane. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, that was a bold move, or maybe that wasn't a move made for him. Either way, he was lucky to get back in line at about 8th place. But off of turn 2 we go for the second time, and look at the 3 wide further back in the pack, but it continues to be Ryan Griffin out in front of this field. These are his first laps led of the playoffs so far, and he's putting them to good use out in front of Zachary DeLello by about 4/10.
Yeah, and that's such a surprising statistic. I mean, even with the pole that he sat on today, it was his first pole of the season. This driver has been so dominant all year. We just had some contact in the back. Look at this. They're like 4 and 5
it looked
wide.
it looked like it was Kaminsky in the 42 that got caught up on more contact. Back here, McFadden, Meyer, and Stevenson all washing up the racetrack. We keep it under control. We keep it on the green flag. But that just goes to show you the level of intensity that happens around this racetrack. It's a lot to handle for these guys. We'll see if they can make it through the remainder of this race cleanly.
Yeah, it's a huge traffic jam back there right now. They're just 3 and 4 wide. Nobody can go anywhere. Everybody's going the same speed at the start of this race here. We're just now entering lap 4. So, yeah, that's going to be really tough for all of them to work through as we move into turns 1 and 2 for them once again in this race. So, meanwhile, though, the top 4 are starting to drive away from Joshua Michaels in the 18. They're staying out ahead, just a little, like a second over that 5th place car. But these 4 are under a blanket right here. Even the top 2 are starting to pull away as well. So this is just going to be interesting to see how this race develops, who's able to kind of save their stuff for the end the best, and who's able to really start to pull away and make a dominant run here.
So far, that dominant run looks to be coming out of the 92 of Ryan Griffin. He's doing a fantastic job holding on to the lead for the first 4 laps of this race. He's not had an easy time of it, though, because Zachary DeLillo is hot on his heels trying to make something out of it. He's cut the gap down in half since the last time we checked in on it, and now he's all over the back of the Little Caesars Ford Mustang. And as they come off turn 4 now to complete lap number 5, DeLillo thinks about taking a look to the inside, probably nothing doing.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if the 92 is the faster car right now in this race. I think Zachary DeLillo really is kind of, once he gets by this 92, I think that he will really start to drive away. That car just looks really good. He's pretty much better in every part of the track. Just right now, he's not good enough to be able to get by that 92. He's also probably playing it a little bit conservative right now here at the beginning of the race. You don't want to use up your stuff. You don't want to heat up your tires too bad here. You know, that the tire wear, really, you're only losing tire wear in this race. So you're not going to ever gain it back. So you might as well save it a little bit for later in the race, because right now there aren't points being awarded for just being ahead, you know, for this amount of laps. Of course, you got to lead the most laps, get a point. Got to lead a lap, get a point. But for Zachary DeLillo right now, that's not what he's concerned with. He's concerned with trying to go up there, win this race later in the race, and make sure you can stay ahead once you get ahead. So he's playing it conservative right now, but I think that he's got the faster car.
And you see Cody Goforth has gotten around Alex Frechette-Barube in the 3, but now the 3 is looking to try and take the position back around the outside of the 01. Remember, Goforth entered this race 7 points behind his teammate DeLillo, and as they run right now, that gap would grow to 13, and Goforth had a shallow entry out of the corner. That's going to cost him 3rd, and it might even cost him 4th to the 18.
I'll tell you what, I'm wondering if this 01 is having a problem, because Alex Frechette-Barube just kind of blew by him on the outside, and it looks like Joshua Michaels is about to be able to do the same thing, where we haven't really seen. Yeah, he just doesn't have the same speed down the straightaway. It could be a difference of running the outside and the inside, but I don't know. That 01, he just lost 2 spots right there in the matter of 1 lap. Maybe he heated up his tires a little bit. I don't know. It was very concerning, but he's looking a little bit better now. He's staying ahead of Nicky Martinez. So I guess we'll see how that develops throughout the rest of the race.
Yep, and now you see Alex Frechette-Barube has actually caught the top 2. Let's see what he can do. Try and claw back the deficit. He was quite a ways behind the 2 Dayspring cars. So we're going to now see what he can do to try and claw back time. So,
yeah, absolutely. Well, I was just going to say that Alex Frechette-Barube, he's sitting in 3rd in the points right now. He's 22 points behind Zachary DeLillo. He's looking at his rear bumper right now. He's sitting in 2nd place. That 03 is. So I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see how anybody can gain points in this race, because Zachary DeLillo, again, he's got a really fast car. He's in the top 2 right now. And even Alex Frechette-Barube, who's having a really solid day, he's up to 3rd place, he would be losing points to the 03. So it just makes it really tough for anybody to gain points on the leader of the championship, when the leader of the championship is also one of the 2 leaders of the race.
Yeah, and right now DeLillo would be picking up 45 points for himself, which would easily give him a share, at least a share of the points lead, because Ryan Griffin's the only person outscoring him at 52 points currently. And that would only claw the deficit down by a little bit, because remember, Joshua Michaels is the one that has the fastest lap here, not Ryan Griffin. So, and you see Michaels actually go shallow out of turn 4. That could allow Goforth back to his company.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have a better entry, though, so he's going to stay ahead of that 01 car for now. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, this is an interesting moment in this race, though, because now, for a while, it looked like Goforth was, or DeLello, I apologize, was right, a little bit faster than the 92, but now Ryan Griffin really has started to drive away. He's 3 to 4 tenths ahead of this 03 car. We'll see what it is across the line. But yeah, he started to drive away a little bit, and they're all separating themselves in the top 3.
Yeah, but looking at the back, for a moment, there was no separation there. These guys are still battling for position. It might be a bit calmer at the front, but back in the pack, they're really going at it, and that is really what we want to see, is cars fighting for every position on the racetrack, not just the lead, as it looks like we've got a caution on the speedway for the first time today. I saw the yellow lights flashing, so they're going to race back to the flag. I believe Ryan Griffin is going to get there first. And Yep, there's the yellow light flashing, and it looks like it's Robert Armstrong in the 97. And you see there five wide coming to the caution flag. This could be hairy right here.
Oh, look out. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no wonder the caution came out. He's got some serious damage on the front of that race car, the 92 does, but boy, oh boy, that was a not the 92, I'm sorry, but that was a hairy moment coming out of the corner right there. 5 wide, that was wild. The 97 is who has the damage, Armstrong here.
Yeah, and we're gonna find out where he got that damage from in a moment. And oh, I wonder if it was his teammate Ryan Reed in the 38. Look at the damage on that car. I think the Jeff Bolton racing cars might have come together, and that's what's potentially taken at least one, if not both of them, out of the running here. So you see he was right behind Armstrong. Armstrong makes a deep dive on the 04 of Yepes. Oh, and he gets hooked by his teammate. Oh, boy. Ryan Reed and Robert Armstrong, teammates at Jeff Bolton Racing. That is not going to be an easy team meeting over at the Jeff Bolton Racing Camp. And he gets contact with McFadden, trying to stay out of the way. That's what probably started the 5 wide we saw earlier, but really unfortunate situation for Jeff Bolton Racing. 2 of their cars taking each other out. So you see Armstrong coming straight at you here. He tries to swoop down to the inside, trying to make a pass on Yepes, and then I don't know what Ryan Reed was trying to accomplish there. I think that was just a bit of a rookie mistake out of the 38 and the 97 for being where he was. That was just, I think, 2 rookies trying to acclimate themselves to a brand new track they've never been to before, and the end result is right in front of us.
Yeah, well, I'd be curious to see. Probably the Ryan Reed right there was trying to go down in there. I think that he thought the 97 was going to dive into that corner and slide up the track. He wasn't going to be able to make it stick, so he went down there trying to do a crossover. The 97 made it stick on the bottom, so he was totally in the way of that move, and they just came together, and that was a tough situation for both those drivers who are now looking at a really tough rest of this day. Of course, the 97 out of the race now, but yeah, that's just a tough break for that whole team. I mean, losing 2 cars in one incident. That's going to be an interesting competition meeting on Monday.
Well, Ryan Reed is still on the racetrack, and he's still on the lead lap, so he might be able to salvage something out of today. It's going to be tough with that amount of damage, but as long as he keeps it on the track, and maybe more attrition will come his way to move him up the order a little bit. But I would expect us to get the 1-to-go signal this time with Ryan Griffin out in front, and we're going to have a restart on our hands. This is going to be quite interesting to see. If maybe if you were saving your stuff at the beginning of the run, maybe you try and go for it now.
Yeah, it's definitely an option here. Everybody's bunched up, so all those gaps that had been created are now gone. So of course it'll be a single file restart as always here in the One Up Nitro National Series.
Yeah, because no one's a lap down yet.
Yes, so you've got the opportunity You know, it's not the double file restart opportunity, but you do have an opportunity to gain this time back, catch your breath, of course, let your tires cool off a little bit, and maybe try to make a big move down into turn 1 or even down into turn 3, coming around the back straightaway. So we'll see. We saw the 92 get an amazing start of this race and really drive away from everybody. It set up a single file situation in the front. How will he handle this restart? Not sure. He's got control of it, but Zachary DeLello has been really fast. He fired off really good after the start of the race. So we'll see who's able to make it happen on this restart. It's going to be fascinating to watch, and keep your eye on everybody who has a chance to jump down low and make some positions early.
Yeah, we're going to come to 31 laps to go when we get to this restart. Ryan Griffin will be your leader, DeLello second, Alex Rajep-Arub, Michaels go fourth, Martinez, Daly, Aiden Smith in eighth. Great run for him in one of his few starts. Riley Hooper still hanging tough in ninth, and Ricky Freeman Jr. after such a strong run at Chicagoland last time out, he completes the top 10 as we're getting ready for a restart, which, yep, pace car pulls off, and we're going to get ready to restart this thing.
All right, yeah, and this is Ryan Griffin leading the way over Zachary DeLello. He's approaching the restart zone with everybody following behind him in single file fashion. And there they go, and everybody's jumping down. A great start for the 92 so far. What can DeLello do with it?
Looks like Aiden Smith's the first one to get fully out of line into turn 1. Now you see Martinez duck out of line. You're not allowed to pass to the left until you get to the start-finish line, so everybody did a nice job there. DeLello makes a move to the bottom of the racetrack, although Griffin's starting to pull away, and now Alex Rajep-Arub and Joshua Michaels closing in on the back of the 03.
Yeah, and Alex Rajep-Arub, he's made that outside lane work before, but this time it's not going to be as efficient because he's about to get passed by the 18 of Joshua Michaels. Meanwhile, our leader, Ryan Griffin, is driving away from everyone who's battling for this second and third position. Right now, Alex Rajep-Arub still stuck in the outside lane, and we've got a bee's nest in the back of the pack.
Yeah, that was Henry Thomas making a move from top to bottom, trying to get around as many cars as he could. And Martinez trying to get around Goforth now for a spot in the top 5. Martinez doing everything she can to get us to salvage her playoffs, because right now she's faced with 2 DNFs to start the playoffs. Not what you want. And with Talladega right around the corner, you really need a good string of momentum going into that place. But she's currently hanging out in 6th, a strong position for her, but she's got a lot of hungry cars right behind her, including her own teammate, Keon Daly.
Yeah, she knows that right now if she could just hold on to that position, 86 points back, if you could gain a little bit or only lose a little bit, you might have a chance to gain a lot of points at Talladega. That's what everybody's looking forward to. And Ryan Griffin, of course, is looking forward to it, considering he is driving away. He's going to get the Talladega before anybody else does at this rate. He's a little bit less than a second ahead. We'll see what it is at the line. It is still just less than a second. It's a little bit closer now, but yeah, that's everybody's looking forward to that Talladega race, and right now the 92 leading the way, trying to get there first.
And Ryan Griffin should especially be looking forward to that Talladega race, considering he won the last time one of the last times we were at a super speedway. He won Daytona in the spring, and he performed pretty well there in a few weeks ago as well. So he's pretty good on those big tracks, so hopefully he can pull together a strong run at Talladega as well. Here's Glenn Mixon battling Riley Hooper now for spot, and looks like we got another caution on the speedway on lap 22. I saw the lights go again. We're back under caution. We're going to try and find what the source of it is. You see the field slowing down now to catch the tail end of the pace car. But, there's your problem. That's Kenneth Grant in the 53. And you see these guys all back here stacking up, trying to sort themselves out, get back in line. But it looks like Kenneth Grant was the cause of the caution. He has a lot of damage on pit road. His day looks to be over.
Yeah, it looks like he may have been nosed into the wall, just like we saw earlier in this race. And it's another yellow that we have here. So, fascinating time. Here's the 24. We suspect there may have been involved. We're going to get a replay soon here, though. Nobody's coming into the pit.
And you see Brian Arnold also fell out of the race with an engine failure as Kenneth Grant pulls out. He's our third retiree of the day. We'll get you a replay now. So you can see Kenneth Grant going into 1 and 2. He's battling near the tail end of the field with Skylar Taylor, Kanauka, Will Harrison, his teammate. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he's trying to make some big moves on some slower cars up ahead of him. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, he's really putting it right in the middle right there. Oh, and the 16 nailed him. Coming down the track, the 16 hit him and just sent him straight up into the wall. That was a hard hit for the 53. And that's going to take him out of the race.
Yeah,
wow.
Thank goodness for that safer barrier, but that was a very hard impact for the 53. Definitely early on here at Gateway. So you notice he's trying to make a move further down the racetrack on cars like Mahendra, Daniel, Robert Weaver. And I think we're going to get the exact same situation we saw earlier with the two JBR cars. And, yeah, I don't know. That might have been another rookie mistake out of the 16 of Taylor. But Kenneth Grant, he's been around this series for a long time. He really didn't want to get caught up in a rookie's mistake.
Yeah, and Taylor was going down the track there. And really it looked a lot like Taylor wasn't expecting there to be a third car low. They were 3 wide. Taylor was trying to get to the bottom or at least into that second lane. That's a faster way around the track, so of course you want to go down there. But Kenneth Grant wasn't able to get into that first lane off the curbing on the bottom lane because there was another car. So they just all ran out of room right there. Definitely Skylar Taylor could have avoided having that incident happen. However, understandable, tough break for both drivers. That really, especially Kenneth Grant, who took a really hard hit into the wall here at Gateway. So that's a tough break, but we've seen it once again. So now hopefully everybody's on high alert. That the spotters especially, you gotta tell that driver how many cars are down low so that you can avoid stuff like that. So we'll see what happens throughout the rest of this race. But now we've got an interesting situation up front because we have yet another caution, and now the laps have been ticking away. We're halfway through this race now, so everybody is now going to be on high alert for the chance to take the lead and maybe lead the rest of the race. Nobody has been able to pass the leader so far, so if you are able to jump out front, maybe it's going to be tough for anybody else to pass you. And we saw Zachary DeLello hang with that 92 going into turn 1. He wasn't any faster, but this time maybe he's learned a little bit. Maybe he's going to time that restart better, and maybe he'll have a chance to make a move into turn 1.
And we should expect the lights to go out on the pace car this time they cross the line. We're going to take a look at it here. Survey says, yes, the lights are out on the pace car. We will be going green next time they come around, which will be with 23 laps to go in this race. So Ryan Griffin's led them all. He's also locked up the point for leading the most laps in this race, which will only be a benefit to him going forward in the playoffs. DeLello still hanging tough in second. Alex Rajepuru third. Michaels and Goforth complete the top 5 with Daly, Martinez, Hooper, Mixon, and Aiden Smith completing the top 10. This is going to be an interesting restart, though, because like you said, this is a big opportunity for some guys who really have not had the opportunity to get by and take the lead from the 92. This could be their chance right here.
For sure, and I think that everybody may have learned something on that last restart, whether you're Alex Verstappen who learned that you can't really go to that outside lane. It's just not going to work. You're going to get passed below. Or if you're Zachary DeLello, who maybe learned that if you're right up on the bumper of the leader, it might be worth trying to shove it low and just seeing what happens down there, because you're not going to get another chance going into turn 3. So it's going to be fascinating to see how everybody applies what they learned in the last restart to this restart and see how everybody is able to handle it, and if the 92 is able to defend all those moves against these drivers going into turn 1.
So the pace car is off, leaving us in the hands of Ryan Griffin, DeLello, Alex Rajepuru, Michaels, Goforth, the rest of the top 5. Green flags back in the air. We're underway once again here at Gateway. And so pretty much everybody's staying in single file formation. This time, nobody taking the chance too early. But now DeLello's going to try and drift up high, try and see if he can generate some momentum coming around the corner. Doesn't look like it worked this time, but you see the cars behind him starting to fan out once again. The restarts here are chaotic, and that's what we love about this racetrack.
Yeah, it's an incredible visual down the back straightaway with all those cars jumping out to 3 and 4 wide in the back of the pack. But at the front, this is where the action is. It looks like Alex Verstappen right on the bumper of Zachary DeLello. We gave him a little shot coming out of the corner. That's going to transfer Alex's momentum to Zachary DeLello in second place, and it's going to separate these top three all the same. So now the 92 stays in the lead there, and Zachary DeLello is following moderately close behind. Alex Verstappen doesn't have any challenge from Joshua Michaels as he did in the last couple of restarts, and now we're watching everybody going into turn 3, single file for the top 10 or 11. So that's how it goes.
And remember, this track is going to be moved for next season. The schedule-wise, it's going to be an early season race next year. So take it out of the playoffs, make it real early in the season, where a lot more guys have a lot less to lose. And not only that, but the Superstar Series is coming here next year. So a lot to look forward to in 2024, especially if the racing is as good as we're seeing right here.
Yep, yeah, I know. I'm taking notes watching this race, and I know I've got to get better restarts than anybody has been getting against Ryan Griffin, who has just been the king of restarts so far in this race. He's been able to manage 3 starts in this race, and Zachary DeLello goes real low coming out of the corner.
Yeah, a bit of a shallow exit. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. But, you know, this is an interesting moment for DeLello and for Cody Goforth and the rest of Team Dayspring. They've got 2 superstar cars they need to fill for next year, and rumors are abound that one of those 2 might fill in those spots, or they might even both be able to fill in the Superstar Series. And if they can finish 1-2 in the championship like they're doing right now, that would really help their case. And if Zachary DeLello, for example, makes the jump to the Superstar Series next year, I would expect him to be an easy contender for at least Rookie of the Year, if not more.
Absolutely. You know, and what better drivers than the 2 that are leading the points in the playoffs here in the Nitro National Series to fill your Superstar Series spots. I mean, they're the top 2 drivers in this series if you judge it that way. Right now, here's Cody Goforth. He's not having as good of a day as Zachary DeLello is, but he's still sitting in the top 5. He's still having a solid day. He's still second in the points, and he's probably going to hold that against Alex Verstappen if it were to finish right now. So, hey, top 2 drivers in the points, might as well move them up to the Superstar Series and have them go race for a championship there. They very well could be part of it come the end of the year next year.
Because remember, Cody Goforth's already got Superstar experience. DeLello has yet to make a start there. It'll be very impressive. It would be very interesting to see what DeLello could do in the top racing series in the world. But we know, what we do know for sure is the futures of the guys around him. Ryan Griffin's staying put. He's going to race in the National Series again next year. Alex Verstappen, we know this is his last go-around. He'll be retiring. Joshua Michaels already going up to the Superstar Series with Robbers Racing following the closure of King's Motorsports. Keon Daly's going to go to the Superstar Series as well with JHM Racing. A lot of these young guns are moving up or moving back up in the case of Keon Daly and Joshua Michaels. So I would not be surprised if DeLello and Goforth would have joined them up there.
Yeah, it definitely would be the cream of the crop in this Nitro National Series field that we've been seeing race all year. They've just been fantastic up to this point, and we're watching once again these drivers just put on an amazing show against one another, and they really have just been stunning to see the talent and everybody's growth throughout the years they've been in the series, throughout just this season even. And they're all deserving of seats up there. So they're all very lucky that there's seats available for them to go to, and it's going to be really awesome to watch them all fight for Rookie of the Year next season.
Yep, and for Joshua Michaels, Keon Daly, and Cody Goforth, if he does move up, they wouldn't be racing for Rookie of the Year. They'd be racing for playoff spots, potentially. DeLello would be racing for Rookie of the Year, though, as would Rasha Mahendra, because we know he's moving up to Moto Dash Racing to replace the outgoing Echo Evans Ross up there. But enough talking about 2024. We got a whole season to finish here in 2023, and in this race right now, we're closing in on 15 laps to go, and Ryan Griffin has led throughout, but DeLello and Alex Verstappen have not given him an easy time of it today.
Well, yeah, Alex Verstappen has been starting to make some gains on these top 2 who've been nose to tail for much of this run. And I'll tell you what, this car is a longer run car. That three car is because he earlier in this race, before our first yellow, kind of had that slow burner pace. You know, he was able to, he was in fourth for much of it, and then he made that pass on the outside, and then he was able to catch up to the leaders, and he kind of was just getting there as that caution came out. So here we are again with Alex Regeparub gaining time, making moves, and running way up wide around the third and fourth corner. But yeah, he's caught these two, and we'll see what he's able to do, if anything, with these two drivers, especially if they get to battling, maybe down into turn one. But yeah, this will be fascinating to see. We've got 3 cars under a blanket racing for the win.
A Ford, a Toyota, and a Chevrolet all battling for the race win here at Gateway. That is what we want to see in the 1UP Superstar Series, or in the Nitro National Series as well. But at the front of the field, Ryan Griffin has led all 35 laps so far. Zachary DeLello has been in pursuit of him the entire time. And Alex Regeparub now, he's making gains, and he's starting to get underneath as I see the yellow light flashing. And we've got our third caution, and once again, it involves the 38 of Ryan Reed. And this time, I think it's 2 strikes and you're out for Ryan Reed.
Yeah, I would agree with that. This car looks pretty much toast, a lot like his teammate's car looked earlier in this race with that front end damage. Well, of course, get you a replay soon of what happened here. We're going to let everybody have an opportunity to get into the pit lane. Not expecting anybody to pit here, especially this late in the race.
I see one other car coming in. I think there was another car involved in the incident, maybe, with Ryan Reed. So,
yeah, I'm not sure who it will see as they come around. Here's Ryan Reed probably making his final pit stop of the day, his final moment of the day as he goes into the garage area, and we'll get you a replay right now of what happened.
So it looks as though, Suzuki's trying to get in the action of Ryan Reed. Oh, it starts ahead of him. Buck Strickland in the 1 gets tagged by Ryan Reed, and then Nathan Meyer gets collected in the mess for good measure. I think that 1 car might have been slowing in the corner, and someone ran him over, and that just spun him into the path of Ryan Reed.
Looked like Skylar Taylor may have been involved in this one as well. We'll see in another view soon, but yeah, that was a few hard hits for a couple of drivers. Here's that 1 car, was the other one making his way to the pit lane.
He might be able to continue, but it's going to be tricky for the rest of the day. And yeah, looking now at what this 1 car had to deal with. Oh yeah, he was slowing big time in the corner. Yeah. And he got hit by the 22. It was Cam Stevenson. He hits the wall, hits Ryan Reed, then comes down into the 77. Tough break for all 3 of these guys. Strickland and Meyer should be able to continue, but for Ryan Reed, it's just been a tough day for Jeff Bolton Racing. They've got 1 car left in this race, Shantley Daniel in the 41. Yeah, Buck Strickland was going, it looks like he had a problem with the car because he's much slower than everybody around him. He tries to come down, didn't realize the 22's there, tags the 38, and then Nathan Meyer, just an innocent bystander there.
Yeah, really curious about what happened there. He was obviously trying to get low out of everybody's way, and when you're going that slow, it's very difficult to get down in the corner, of course. So, yeah, hey, everybody, there were a few guys that really made a good job of getting around that, and a few that really had nowhere to go. So that's a tough break for everybody involved there, and hopefully everybody's okay. Meanwhile, we've got a shootout now to the end of this race. We're on lap 39. We're expecting the lights on the pace car to go out next time by, so that would be lap 40. And then they're going to restart on lap 41.
Yeah, that'll be an 8 laps to go then for this restart.
That's going to be intense, and you're really going to have to make a move early in this run to be able to have much of a chance here. You want to be aggressive. You want to jump down into the turn 1 and make that move. Give yourself a chance to start this run. Make everybody else pass you. Make sure that you are the one that's ahead, because we haven't seen much passing at all amongst the front since the beginning of this race. So you got to get it on the restart.
Yeah, and we're only going to have 8 laps to settle this race, so there's not going to be a lot of time to make your move once you get there. So this is going to be very interesting to keep our eye on, because at this rate, it's going to be a lot of racing, even in this short time frame, to get to the checkered flag. Ryan Griffin's led all 39 laps so far. I would expect him to be able to lead the rest of the way, but anything can still happen here as the lights go out on the pace car. This is going to be very interesting to see, because at the rate they're going now, who knows how many more cautions we'll have. We're probably only going to have 1, maybe 2 more if they keep wrecking. But I hope they go green the rest of the way, because I want to see if this 03 really can pass the 92 or not.
Yeah, if he's been saving anything in this race, now is the time that he's got to show what that car really can do. And we'll see down into turn one. I think that in that first restart that we had, Zachary DeLello learned a thing or two. He was able to stay right with that 92. And then in the second restart that we had, we saw him even closer. He even had maybe an opportunity, but he wasn't able to take it. So this time, can he get anything done? Can he make it happen against this 92 car that has been so dominant all day, leading the race? We just don't know what that 92 car can do in traffic. So if the 03 can get ahead of him, it might be game over for Ryan Griffin, because we're just not sure what that car, and neither is he, can do in traffic. So it's going to be this is going to be a critical restart. Going down into turn one is when all the action should be happening.
So pace car pulls off. Ryan Griffin getting ready to lead us to what hopefully is the final restart of the day. Zachary DeLello right behind for Jeperu. Michaels, Goforth, the top five as it's been for most of the day. Green flag back in the air, and you see a couple guys try and peek out. You can't make a move till you get to the start-finish line. Everybody's being nice about that, and they're all single file barreling off in the turn one. Goforth's the first one to jump out of line. He goes to the top of the racetrack. Henry Thomas following him through there, but Ryan Griffin got a great restart. Now it's all up to Zachary DeLello.
Yeah, he certainly did get a good restart, and he is pulled ahead 3-4 car lengths right there. It's going to be tough for Zachary DeLello to make that up and get past this 92, because now he's got to do it under green flag conditions. No real opportunity for him like a restart or anything left in this race. He's going to have to get it done just by raw speed in that 03 car. So if he's been saving anything, now is the time to show it. And meanwhile, for third place, we've got a little bit of side-by-side battle, because the 3 car made a couple shallow exits, so the 18 was able to get to the outside of him, so they're battling side-by-side for this position. It's a few critical playoff or points just for the championship right here. It looks like the 3 is going to remain in that third spot for now, though. He goes low again, so that's an odd.
Well, he was forced to go low that time because Michaels was to his outside. But look at how close the 03 is to the lead. Zachary DeLello right there on Ryan Griffin's back bumper with 6 laps to go. This is going to be very interesting to see if the 03 can capitalize, score his 3rd win of the season. And his entire career's worth of wins have come this season. This has been a breakout year for Zachary DeLello. And in the battle for the championship, it's going to be real interesting after this race, because DeLello will most certainly keep the lead. The question is, how big of a lead will he have?
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to watch and see if he can even try to take the lead here. Zachary DeLello is just battling so close right behind Ryan Griffin. He's just not able to get up to his bumper to even make any contact. He's so close, though. He has been all day. I'm sure he's tired of looking at the Little Caesar on the rear bumper of Ryan Griffin's car. He's probably gonna absolutely not be ordering any pizza from there anytime soon. But yeah, I'll tell you what, these 2 cars have been doing a great job today. And it's all going to come down to this. I'm still not sure. Ryan Griffin looks like he's got a great opportunity, but boy, is Zachary DeLello fast. He really has a great opportunity to try to go in and get it, but just not close enough this time.
4 laps to go from Gateway. DeLello's still right on the back of Ryan Griffin. If he's going to make a move, he's got to make it real soon, because these tires, they've fallen off. They've been on these cars for 44 laps. They are aching. They're begging to not race anymore. But they still got to make it a little bit longer. 3 more laps to go, and DeLello is just running out of laps. He's got to make that move soon. If he's going to make it, he's going to try down off of 4. Doesn't look like it's going to work this time.
No, he's too far back right now. Meanwhile, there has been a change for position in 3rd place. It is the 18 who has moved ahead of Alex Jeperu. Joshua Michaels now up to 3rd. That was a long time coming for him.
Shallow exit again for DeLello. That's going to cost him a lot of time. And that is the last place you want to have a shallow exit, because it's just gonna ruin you for the rest of the lap. Coming to 2 laps to go, does DeLello have enough time, or has he used it all up?
I'm not sure. It's the biggest gap.
Another shallow exit. I think that might be it for him.
Yeah, he's just holding on right now. He's got to try to stay in 2nd place. That's a really tough end to the day for Zachary DeLello to really make an attempt at that move, and it's just not going to work out. Well, he's going to go high out of the corner this time, but he's not going to be able to have enough momentum based on what we've seen all day today around this racetrack. The 03 is just not going to have enough time now. He's just less than a second behind the 92 Ryan Griffin, who has led every single lap in this race, and he's going to see the white flag coming across the line this time.
One more time around for Ryan Griffin, who hasn't won in quite some time. And for him, it's been quite some time. He's already won 3 times this season, but he's looking to add a 4th to jump to 2nd on the all-times win list, tied with Joshua Michaels, Sam Donota, and Alexa Lucian for 2nd on the all-times win list as a rookie. An incredible accomplishment this would be as he rounds 3 and 4 for the final time. Ryan Griffin has reintroduced himself to the championship conversation, because as he comes off of turn 4 for the final time, it's going to be Ryan Griffin scoring a big win at Gateway for his 4th win of the season, the 4th of his career, and that's going to put him right in the middle of the championship hunt with the Team Dayspring car. Zachary DeLillo gave it his best. He comes home 2nd. He'll retain the points lead, and he'll actually increase it by a decent margin. Joshua Michaels comes home 3rd to help his hopes out after a rough few races. Alex Verjipperub, the model of consistency, 4th. Cody Goforth rounds out the top 5, and he'll lose a few points to his teammate, but not much. Riley Hooper's nice run for him in 6th place to buoy his hopes. Keon Daly 7th. Martinez gets her first top 35 finish at the playoffs, coming home 8th. Henry Thomas brings it home 9th. We didn't mention him much today. And Aiden Smith gets another top 10 in one of his few Nitro National races. That's a star of the future right there if he's able to keep that up. But Ryan Griffin, as soon as he got out front on the initial start, I think that was his race to lose, because he led all 48 laps today. That's something you really want to see out of this 92 team.
For sure, and he was the only guy to gain any points on our leader of the championship, Zachary DeLillo. Of course, DeLillo finished 2nd, and Ryan Griffin gains just a few points on him, and that's, like you said, going to put him right in the mix going into Talladega, which is a place that you absolutely can gain a huge amount of points. So to set yourself up with a win going right into that race, a ton of momentum, a really great car, and a really great team underneath you, hey, it's a recipe for success, I'd say. So a great race run by the 92 team, and a dominating win. Well-deserved from them.
So from Duke and Zach and from myself as well, we say goodbye from the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. We'll see you again next week at the Big Bad Talladega Superspeedway for what could quite possibly be the biggest wild card in these playoffs up to date so far. We'll see you guys at Talladega, Alabama, but for now, congratulations to Ryan Griffin, Fingai Saitomi Motorsports, and that whole team. They are your winners today after a truly dominating performance, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens next, because Talladega, anything can happen there.